Hello, welcome to, I forgot the intro. Anyway, I'm Suzoma for NHL94online.com. Welcome to a little stream, that's how it goes. Tonight's matchups include Angry Jay against pistolpete and Annatar against Chongo. Both are Classic League first round series. The first one is Sega, the other is Super Nintendo, and I think we'll probably get an extra series in there as well. So Raph is just, he's got updates to do on his computer, so he'll be here in a little bit. And I'm just going to start downloading the games that we're going to watch. Which I should have done earlier, but there's something about the way Google Forms works that makes it difficult to get your files sometimes. It gives you a 404 because you're under the wrong account. So I'm going to download them through Google Drive. Okay, here's the first one. So that's maybe a quarter done downloading. Let's take a look at the standings. So we got AJ here in, looks like he's first in the league, 68 points. And pistolpete was fifth in this division. Not sure how that works exactly. I guess 3 made it from here, 5 from here. pistolpete made it in with Vancouver. Is pistolpete a new player? I'm not too familiar with his name. It's been around, or how long he's been around. So still waiting for that download. Big V says it's his first season, made the playoffs, that is huge in Super Nintendo. So did he make the playoffs in both of them? Oh yeah, yes, came here. Well, I think he didn't make it here, but still playing in A. Yeah, definitely. Make it play an A in both conferences, and not to have like a, well, he's got 400 winning percentage here, 325. It's not too bad. That download is half done. Let's check out his team. So he was Vancouver. No surprise, Bure, his main player. Then Ronning and Courtnall. On defense, Lidster. Lume not as many points, but more goals for some reason. McLean, a 628 save percentage. Let's check out AJ's team. It's got St. Louis. St. Louis is kind of I find them to be a tough team to play with because, say it's got Brett Hull and Nelson Emerson. Because I feel like Emerson's actually their best player. But, I mean, Hull's got a good shot. And then it looks like his third player, he split time between Basson and Janney. Basson much more effective, 2.81 points per game. I don't know if this is adjusted for time on ice or not. Probably is, because otherwise Janney would have like a 4.5 points per game. or four, yeah, roughly four. And on defense, he's got Jeff Brown and Butcher and Kurt Giles splitting time, possibly depending on the opponent. And if you needed a weight bug player or not. So that download is 75% done. Let's check out the actual league stats. So AJ's Brett Hull was second in the league in points per game, or I suppose even points. I think was it a complete season? Every game was finished. Yeah, every game finished. Someone is texting me. Let's see what that is. That is something else. So Gretzky, actually. So yeah, LA, Sandstrom and Gretzky. Or we'll type it down. Who was LA? So LA was KingRaph. Will be joining us. I'm not entirely sure when. Let me see if I can. If he's got an update for me. Oh, so he's trying to join. I'm trying to do this over Google Meet, and oh, I forgot to join the meeting. This was actually me who did not start the meeting.
Hey.
Hey. Alright, so I've got Raph on here. I'm just gonna set up your webcam.
Cool. I also went ahead and downloaded, I think, 2 games we're gonna cover, or I'm gonna cover.
Okay, yeah, I figured we'd start with I guess AJ's games. I had the actually I don't think it had the most votes, but it's gonna do a Sega at the start, Super Nintendo at the end. Let me find your webcam in here.
Okay.
Actually, got the game on. I can do that during the game.
All right, so I got queued up games 1 and 2 video. So let me know if we're gonna do the 1, 2, 3 and press play, right? And then we're off and running.
Yeah, so I guess that first file is games 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And let me find that here. So I think he used the lossless codec, so it probably only works properly in VLC.
That's what I'm using.
Okay.
So yeah, I am queued up now, and the very, very first frame is Brendan Shanahan. So let me know if you have that too.
Okay, I'm just gonna resize on my end. And the way we'll do it is you'll count down 3, 2, 1, and then on 3, 2, 1, go, and on go, we'll both click play, and that should get our audio in sync.
Okay, and then I guess if you notice that we're in and out of sync,
I can adjust it.
You can adjust it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just there's a button I can use to subtly speed up or slow down the video. So if I feel it's a bit behind, I can speed it up.
All right. So all I'm doing though is I'm just watching the video because I'm not gonna see anything else. I'm not seeing the stream. You're handling all of that, right?
Yeah. If you have, I don't know, you can put the stream on your phone or something if you want to.
I guess I could do that. Yeah. I guess I'll log into Twitch, but I'll do it on. Well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. You have the stream up? Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah. We got 7 viewers apparently. And I think, yeah, pistolpete is here in chat.
Mm-hmm.
It says tough drafts in Super Nintendo A. Calgary wasn't his team, but we're gonna do the Sega game. So are you set up or?
I'm ready. I'm ready to roll.
Okay, so yeah, give me a countdown.
You can hear me and all that stuff, then that's good.
Yes, give me a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and go. And
so this is what we're gonna do. 3, 2, 1, and then click. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, click. All right, here, game one. AJ. So what? This is round one of the Genesis A playoffs here. Let me just, if I can hear, I can hear the game. That's okay. Game one. Angry J93 with St. Louis versus Pistol Pete with Vancouver. AJ, finished 34 and 6 with St. Louis in an A League, which is just outstanding. I think everyone knows he's probably the most dominant player right now. Just winning, he just won the Mario Lemieux Cell tournament. He's the last classic champion in both Genesis and Super Nintendo, and he's just been doing it for years. So he's been absolutely deadly with St. Louis. And then on the flip side, Pistol Pete, he's got his first year in Classic League, and already makes the playoffs, right? So he's on the 8th seed, and there's a 1-0 goal, slick pass from Emerson to Basson. Basson just waiting in the slot. AJ saw that. That was really tough to defend unless you took the goalie early there. AJ goes up 1-0, but I just wanted to give Pistol Pete some credit here for making the playoffs on his first Classic and A. Obviously the reward is you got to play AJ and versus the number 1 seed, 8 seed. Very, very difficult to do, but we'll see how this goes. I mean, in my predictions, I had AJ sweeping just because it's that hard to do to beat AJ and even just in an 8 seed, 1 seed. But I do actually like the Vancouver Canucks matching up here because, AJ does have Basson and Emerson who are lightweights, but Hull is the primary scorer here, especially when you look at the stats. And then he's a pretty, fat guy. He's like a 9 weight. So I think, Vancouver in general matches up that speed to keep him off his feet. But as I say that, he rips one in there to go up 2-0 here, game one. Best of 7 series, opening round, 1-8. AJ the heavy. And I think, Pistol Pete just trying to make it, a game. And right away, Hull just won't be denied, goes up 3-0 here early. This is super dangerous now because, even if you're trying to win the game, AJ with a 3-0 lead can kind of sit back a bit. He's not going to. He's going to keep putting the pressure on. But, you're not forced to rush through. Usually when you go down early, especially in the playoff series, you feel like you gotta get one back. You gotta score it. And then he does really nicely there. The classic one-timer behind the net into the trailing center. Bure pockets one in to go 3-1 here. A nice job by Pistol Pete to keep his composure here and try to score. But sometimes I was saying you get over anxious and you start making too many plays too early. You still got a lot of time in the first period. There's a lot of swings in these games where you could put up some goals, especially in Vancouver, who's got some deadly firepower. So there we go. That's the setup. Let's get to the action here. Here's Basson with the puck. Again, super lightweight, not a lot of skill, but he's hard to knock down, especially with Vancouver, because you basically should only be poke checking him. You don't have enough. He's light enough you can't see check him, and you don't really have any heavy guys unless you're defenders on Vancouver to CB check him. With that, here's Basson, has the puck, gonna go right in, tries to deke, save, and that's gonna be the first period, 3-1. AJ gets 3 quick goals, but I think, settled in after that and saw Pistol Pete kind of keep his composure. He's looking to move, I think, Bure out of. Oh, he's gonna put Linden in. No, he's thinking about Ronning at center, Bure on left wing. So Ronning, he's got a 2-2 shot, not the biggest shot, but he's trying to, I think, mix it up, see if he could get something working here. Not feeling Bure at center, or he just prefers to have Bure on the wing here. Let's see how it goes here. Here's Bure coming in, gets leveled out by Hull. Here's Ronning. Nice save too. Had a good opportunity there. Normally would get it in there. Here's the danger man Hull. AJ smartly waits for, he attracted Pistol Pete in, and then as soon as he was going to get checked, dumped it off to create that open space. Nicely done. There's another AI check to take down Bure. And if the AI is doing work for you, it's even tougher against AJ. So that was tough, and a nice slap shot. Jeff Courtnall sneaks one by there. Cujo lets that one up. Nicely done by Pistol Pete. Sometimes it's simple stuff that's unexpected. I don't think AJ even saw that shot. And it's now 3-2. Tight game after those first flurry of goals here. Here's AJ. Oh, tried to deke Pistol Pete into using his manual goalie did take it back for the one-timer, but no one there. Here's Hull. Going to turn around. Maybe he's going to let one rip. Nope, passed down to Emerson. Emerson controls it. He's going to look for Bassin. Across, stopped by Pistol Pete nicely with his manual goalie. Controls it a bit. Here we got Bure on the right wing. Saved by Cujo. Here's Butcher. Here's Emerson. Back to, Brown from way out there. Easy save for Kirk McLean. It's a little choppy on my end. I don't know if you guys see the same thing here, which is surprising, but I wonder if that's just how the game was played.
Some lag warps.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting that's how it's recorded, I guess, from AJ's perspective. So what he's seeing, very nice goal. Classic NHL 94. And come in one side, get the goalie moving, deke the other way. That works all day, all night. That's the move, which is banned in, I think, 93. If you really want to play that, you can't do that move. All right, back to the action. 4-2. Here's Bassin. Looking for the one-timer in the corner. Oh, escapes all of that noise. But Lister, not Lister, who's that? Yeah, 3 Lister. I always get the Vancouver defense mixed up. Lister, Lume, who's who? I think Lister's 3.
I think so,
yeah. Loses the puck. Here's Bassin. Oh, tried to get one blast by Hull. Hull missed that one-timer. So they had 1 goal in that, or 2 goals in that second period here. 4-2. Look like I got another edit lines here. Pistol Pete looking to switch it up again. Different line every period. Bure now on the left wing. I don't know, I'm not sure what he's feeling. It could be just a feel thing because I don't have any particular things that I'm seeing here in which why he would want to switch up his lines. But, you're down 4-2. It's still close, but he's feeling something different here. Looking for the one-timer to Emerson. Missed it. Knock off the net. Puck's going to go outside of the zone face-off. Pistol Pete's going to need to take one here, score, because AJ's going to just clamp down for this third period to try to close this first game out. Here's a chance. Ronning. Center. Here's Bure. Oh, there was the move. Faked to the forehand, deked backhand, and snuck it past Cujo. Very nice play. 4-3 here. Closer than I would have predicted for a game 1, 1-8 matchup here. Nice job by Pistol Pete to keep it close against AJ. But here we go. Bassin, look for the one-timer to Hull. That would have been right in there, but Hull that's a couple times now. He just flubbed those one-timers. Sometimes if they don't go, it's really difficult, especially a team like St. Louis. Let's not forget, St. Louis isn't a powerhouse team. Vancouver is. So this is almost handicapped a bit, but, as good as AJ is, it's tough to say any team is handicapped for him. Great chance. Oh, a diving play by Cujo. AJ diving out. Regardless if he went left or right, was able to poke check it out just in time. Here's a one-time opportunity. Hull gets that, but went right on that. Here's an opportunity for Bure to tie the game. Ooh, went for the one-timer, running a little too far out and doesn't have that cannon. He's only got, I think, a 2-shot power. So it's not really that scary. Very nice manual goalie patience by Pistol Pete, but oh no, gets caught deep.
I think the defender blocked the goalie too.
Totally. When you take the goalie that far out, you're trying to do that outlet pass to try to get a quick offensive, play, which he's trying to do. He's got to tie the game. But once that doesn't work, the goalie's trying to get back, and his defender blocked him there, and that puck smartly floated in there by AJ to go up 5-3, minute 33 left to go now. Controlling the puck now, passing it around. Hull just unable to control anything. Luckily, AJ, he has the 2-goal lead, doesn't need him to do much now. Here's Jeff Brown. Hull gets taken out. Here comes Lidster. Lume's lost the puck. Emerson now. Bassin's not going to go down without a CB check. Emerson. AJ just controlling it, no rush. This game's just about over, as you can see right there how long it took to get him down. And game 1's going to go to AJ. Looks like 5-3. But I think Pistol Pete, you got to remember, 3 goals early by AJ. Pistol Pete was able to withstand that and essentially, make it like a 3-2 game from that period on. So nice game 1 here. We'll see what Pistol Pete goes with on his starting lineup for game 2. I'm going to take a sip of my beverage.
So I got the box score up. So AJ had 16 shots, Pistol Pete 10. So I know AJ always gets a lot of shots. 7 minutes of attack
zone too small. Once you have 7 minutes of attack zone, that's anything over 5. Everything once you hit 6 minutes or so, It's
He
just dominance when you're controlling the puck that much.
doubled him minus 1 second. It was
Yeah, that's tough.
7:05 to 3:33.
Yeah. Dangler, what am I drinking? I am drinking Cane Brewing, Cane Head High. So it's a local Jersey beer. It's absolutely delicious. I would recommend it.
These lag warps. It's crazy.
I know. It's quite shaky, quite hard to play. It's almost like another factor. Honestly, I think lag is always it goes against the better player more, I think. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what anyone else thinks. I
So
think it's a
actually,
laggy game.
I
The-
tried to look into AJ's connection, and it's just weird. It just gives up sometimes. I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah. So, sometimes you can't control your if it's your ISP. Here's Basson going backhand, save McLean. And here's an opportunity. Burray's going to come out deep. Oh, he gets it by him. That
I don't think he stopped him.
AJ, yeah, I think AJ did get the goalie, saw the crease cut coming in, some sort of spike happened, but didn't get it in time. That's frustrating. There was a check that didn't happen, so it's pretty laggy. I didn't realize that's a dirty equalizer goal. Sometimes you do what you got to do. Crease crud in there. AJ coming across with Emerson. Once you lift that backhand stick up, the goalie goes down. I think Pistol Pete changed to the goalie. He changed to McLean to try to stop that, but it was too late because McLean was already on his rear end.
I think when we were in Green Bay, I had to ask you how to do to make the goalie go down. I'd forgotten how to do it because it was a move that was banned with me and my friend
The
Dennis.
goalie dive?
When you skate across and you just do the slap shot, I couldn't remember
yeah.
how to do it. I didn't know you had to just wind up and shoot it. I was like trying to do like a stick handle to make him go down. I'd completely forgotten how to do it because we banned it for so many years.
That's sometimes you got to do like you ban the crease cut. You could ban again in '93 you banned the move, but the crease cut, yeah. As soon as there's a special like right above the crease if you're coming from the side. As soon as you start your shot maneuver, backhand or forehand,
Flops down.
goalie just goes down. Very frustrating. You have to see that coming way ahead.
So I think it was. I mean, we should have instead worked on our goalie control. We didn't really use goalie much.
Yeah. But here we go, 1-1 still, first period. Much tighter game than game one. I wonder if some of those playoff nerves in the opening game settle down. I know when you play 94, you get to these playoff games, at least for me, there's an extra excitement. And if it's your first time, sometimes you just get almost too nervous. And maybe that's what kind of happened early on. But we'll see. 1-1 here, wrapping up end of the first. We got a goalie pull. Trying to get AJ is going to try to let one rip from the faceoff. Doesn't win it. Oh, does he have enough time? That was going on net. Oh, that was going in. AJ risking it, almost paid dearly. Pistol Pete could have tried to beat shot that down. Sometimes those
That
lays
could
are
have
in.
been quick enough. Yeah. I don't know if his player was the most forward player, because otherwise we would just go to some guy.
Oh, that's true too. That's going to be. Ooh. I thought AJ had that with Hull, but nice play by Pistol Pete to take the manual goalie with McLean to sort of block that deke. Now he's controlling it here. He's waiting for Burry. He's going to make a run. He's going right at the net. Oh, AJ saw that coming. Took him out right before he wound up for that shot. Now in the defense, can't control it. Here's Burry again. He's going to go right in. Jeff Brown takes him out cleanly. Pass. Basson looking for the one-timer. No, he's going to come. There's that move. It's the same exact thing that just happened. We were just talking about it. There it is. The crease cut 101. Basson was in the corner. Didn't see the option for the one-timer. Thought the crease cut was good, and it worked. And, this is one of those things that Pistol Pete's going to learn. You got to just get that just a half second earlier. If you see that guy coming in, you got to protect that crease cut. Here's an opportunity to tie it up. Save. St. Louis just unable to really control the puck. It's bouncing all over their sticks here. Here's Hull loses it. Shot on goal by Basson. Burray coming in. AJ trying to take him out. Hit the post on that one. He did the exact same move. Now Burray controlling. Here's why he's one of the best players in the game. Speed, and he dekes him to the backhand. Nice done. I like that. Just a little hesitation. It looks easy, but again, AJ was protecting the forehand. Went backhand at the very end. Tied up 2-2. Unable to do that this time with Ronning. AJ's coming back here with Hull. What's he going to do? He's going to try to do the EA special, as we call it, the rebound goal. he didn't really quite have the angle, and Hull's got a hard shot that McLean just absorbed. Lidster looks for Ronning, who doesn't have that shot, but could have gotten it out. Fortnell tried that same slap shot we saw him another shot, backhand coming in. Again, St. Louis not able to control the puck. Meanwhile, that's going to be, the icing was negated as Basson got it one-timer. Nope, there it is. Ooh, filthy. I think he looked for the one-timer initially, didn't get it to him, went to Butcher, but Butcher immediately passed to Emerson for the nice one-timer past McLean, putting St. Louis up 3-2 with 54 seconds left. This is game 2, best of 7, the 1-8 seed here. Again, AJ Vancouver. I'm sorry, AJ with St. Louis, Pistol Pete with Vancouver. AJ the heavy favorite here as the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. But Pistol Pete hanging in there, making it a game so far in both of these games. Basson tried to get that final crease cut in there, couldn't get it in there. Nicely done, McLean.
Pistol Pete says Basson was a killer, couldn't check him.
Basson and Emerson. I mean, so it looks like AJ has Basson with the puck a lot more of the time than Emerson. But both those guys are 4-weight. Both those guys, you won't be able to check down with most of those Vancouver forwards unless you really get comfortable with that CB check or B check. Yeah, I agree with Chaos. But here we go. Start of the third period. AJ up 3-2. Ooh, he sneaks that in. Didn't know if he had the room, but he was dangling enough to get McLean to move a little bit and just sort of stuffed it in there for the early goal, first 10 seconds of the game. That's deadly. Not good for Pistol Pete here. Down now 2 goals. And here's Hull controlling it. Again, losing it. Basson. This is where I'm saying that St. Louis not a very skilled team. There's a lot of sloppiness here. Hard to use. This is a hard team to use, which is all the more impressive that AJ was able to use them and be the #1 seed in this league this year. Outlet pass. There's that outlet pass to Hull. Hull doesn't want to get hit. Again, creates to Basson. Basson's coming in, and he's just untouched. There's the EA special, executed to perfection. You have that angle that's coming in, even with the goalie change by Pistol Pete. Couldn't get him enough in time to give that rebound up. The goalie moves out the way, rebounds there, and Basson just picks up his own rebound to stuff it in. Nicely executed. AJ's, I've noticed, does that a lot more, and he does it very effectively. It's a very high percentage play, because unless you change to the goalie quickly, and even if you do, there's a good chance there's a lot of noise and mess that happens after one of those rebounds. So unless you get the puck or they miss it or something, it's just a very effective play. Tries to get that Hull one-timer. Hull misses it again. Hull's not really been that effective these first 2 games as far as executing his shot, but it's been enough. There's another try to EA special in close range. Pistol Pete trying to push here now. He's got Bure. Bure loses it. Basson now with about 2:05 to go in this third period, up 3 goals. He's controlling it. There's that one-timer. Hull's not going to miss even from that close range. Rips it by. That's a commanding 6-2 lead here with just under 2 minutes to go. Game 2. AJ's going to go up 2 games to nothing here. Both games in St. Louis. Game 3 will be in Vancouver. See if some of that home ice can help Pistol Pete in Game 3. But as I'm watching these 2 games, it's really, it's as tough as it is with the puck control. St. Louis, AJ still manages to have all that puck control. Nice slapper by Bure. And Pistol Pete, as soon as he's getting the puck, is just swarming defense by AJ. Really hard to get anything going. And as he's, trying to go in with Bure, AJ knows to take his defense and just either CB check him down. And, just like that. Just as I say that, that's exactly what happened. Bure comes in, he gets knocked down. And from there, what are you going to do, right? There's not an easy answer. I would give Pistol Pete some advice here because this is why AJ is one of the best. You have to figure out ways to get past his defense, and it's not the easiest thing to do. So there were the first 2 games. I'm going to queue up games 3 and 4, and I am ready with the Jeff Brown screen.
Okay, I'm just resizing this.
I'll just make Kirk McLean, actually.
So 19 shots for AJ in that game. And Bob Basson, 5 points.
It's not Hull. All right. You queued up?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, click. All right. Games 3 and 4 we're going to see here. Now they're back in Vancouver. Pistol Pete now down. This is game 3. Pistol Pete down 2-0 to AJ, the 1 seed versus 8 seed, opening round of the Genesis A playoffs. Classic League Summer 20, Special Classic League, after the Sochel tournament, of which a lot of people are playing, which is great. We had I don't know if it was a record number, Smalls, of people participating in this classic, but it was pretty high compared to recent years.
I'm pretty sure it was a record.
So interesting move. I just saw that Pistol Pete's going with Trevor Linden in there in place of Jeff Courtnall. Oh, a lot of noise here. Thought
That
was
was
a goal.
in and then not in.
In and out. But there's Linden, who's shouldn't be a puck carrier because he'll lose that. But you got Linden, Burry, and Ronning, which I don't really, that's fine because the speed wasn't necessarily working against AJ, but you want to maybe have a better shot. So you're going to put in Trevor Linden, who can actually put some shots on, get some one-timers on. That'll be a little more dangerous for AJ to cover. The only downside is he's a bigger guy, so AJ has Basson and Emerson who could just easily knock Linden down. So it's gonna be tough for him to get out of there, but we'll see. All right, so we got 3 minutes here to go in the first period. Here's AJ's gonna rip that one. Nice save by Pistol Pete. Saw that. That's a classic. Good move that you see right away for if you're learning manual goalie. Slapper, come into the far side, switch to your goalie, and save that. So nicely done by Pistol Pete there to stop that one. And on the there is the effort again by Linden. Tough to get those shots off, but he can get them off. There's a good Burry shot, and AJ just does what I just said. Take your manual goalie to stop those slappers. Butcher in the box going to be a power play for Vancouver to wrap up this first period. And we got some action. Hall coming down. He's going to try to do the EA special. Ooh, got it. Press C a little too early and ended up running into the goalie. Linden to Ronning. Ronning tried to deke it backhand. Nice save by AJ on that one. Here's Basson waiting for Hall. Is he going to try a crease cut? Pistol Pete playing it now. AJ deadly behind the net. He's got Hall. Hall shoots it wide. Burry's got a chance now to get out and score. He's got an opportunity. Oh! My guess is AJ got caught with the manual goalie, a little bit of lag blip, and just completely moved him out the way. Fortunate goal for Pistol Pete, but you got to capitalize on that. It's shaky on both ends. Sometimes shit happens. Garth Butcher now with the puck. Basson's got it. He's controlling it. AJ looking for the one-timer. There it is. Oh, got it. Hall. Once Hall hits the net, man, I don't care who's in goal. That's going in because Hall is the only forward in the game with 6 shot power. So if you could get that cannon off and it hits the net, it's the fastest and most powerful in the game. So first period wrapping up 1-1. Little shaky on both ends here. Pistol Pete going with the line change. Not liking the Linden experiment. Going to put Jeff Courtnall back with that 5 speed.
I'm just not sure why Burry isn't at center, because Ronning's not really a one-timer option.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, and Pistol Pete's on the, I think he's on the stream here chatting, so maybe we could ask, is it a feel thing? A lot of times people do like Burry at center because of the option. Given that Courtnall, Ronning, and Burry all have speed, agility, so, as far as having a playmaker on the wing, whether you have Burry or Ronning or even Courtnall, it's interesting. And typically I would have, Ronning on the wing and either Courtnall or Burry, at center. So let's see what Pistol Pete says. Maybe it's just a feel thing. He just likes Ronning there. Don't know. But typically I would have one of those other 2 guys as well. I mean, I was playing exhibitions with Uncle Seth, and I had Burry, which just wasn't working for me at center, and I had Jeff Courtnall, and he ended up scoring like 5 goals. So sometimes you got to mix it up, but to go as a default is interesting. So with that, though, we got a game here. 2:51 to go in the second period. 1-1 game 3. That's a nice shot. That almost went in there. Jeff Brown kind of saved it. Coming back again with Jeff Courtnall. Keeps the puck. Nice play by AJ. Just take the goalie out, bump him out, get the puck, and then You got an instant opportunity. This might be a penalty shot. Yes, it is. Hull comes back and save, or yeah, that was a save. Um, but what AJ did, bump out the goalie, which knocks down the guy who's dancing in the front of the net. Nice one-time opportunity save. That's gonna be another penalty. Power play coming up for Vancouver, and then immediately had the breakout by Brett Hull, who's not a speedster, but it creates that opportunity when you're able to do that.
It's pistolpete saying Ronning was a better checker for him.
Got it. So, Ronning does have sweet skating. That's a one-timer shot. Hull he was just ready for that cannon.
Powers it through.
And then he just absolutely rips it. The same thing as the first goal.
And Hull's the only player with 99 speed and or shot power and a 3 accuracy. I think there's a few guys with 2.
Yeah,
maybe
that's true.
A bunch of guys with 1 accuracy, and
all the defenders. Yeah.
I don't know if it's let's see.
Yeah,
Does Iafredi have that 2 accuracy?
Iafredi's got 2. I think he's got 1. Because he's one of my favorite players, and it's a pretty brutal shot. Or maybe he's got 2. Now, 1 or 2 is not really not going to make a difference.
Yeah, says
Those things are
McInnes.
breaking glass everywhere. Yeah, McInnes has 6. Iafredi. I'm trying to think of who else.
Doug Wilson, but he definitely has a 1 accuracy.
Yeah.
But McInnes and Iafredi, I think one of them has a 2 accuracy.
Might be Big Al. I love using Al Iafredi though, but the only problem is I just want to take slappers with him, which is not necessarily a great play, but it just feels good if you get one. So here we go. St. Louis up 2-1, 4:50 in the third, game 3. Weak one-timer shot there. Puck just bouncing around everywhere. Basson with the puck. Basson's been so deadly. There's a good check. Again, get him into the corner. That's AJ's advice too to people. Get people in the corner, easier to check if it's the light guys. But still controlling the puck here. There's Emerson. There's Cornell trying to check Emerson. Same thing, very hard with just a C check. You gotta have to B check or CB check this guy down. That's 3 times for a Hull, 3 times the same goal where he's just waiting for that one-timer, and he's hitting those corners. First goal and third goal, low to the right side, and then the second goal is, right over the glove. So that's where Hull is very deadly. If AJ's just waiting for him and he's connecting on those, Hull's going to put them in the net all the time. Here's Hull on a breakaway, kicks it to Basson. Basson back to Hull. Good defense coming back all the way back. That was wrong. So just I forgot my comment on the Ronning checking. So Ronning's got great skating. He's got like 5 speed, 5 agility, 5 weight. He's just a very fluid, nicely easy skating guy. He's a great poke checker. At 5 weight though, he's a great C checker, and Bure would be even better at 4 weight for C checking. So you got to experiment. But again, it could be a feel thing. I'm not saying one's right or wrong, but it's one of those things that you got to know, especially for the Genesis version. You got to know the stats. You got to know the weights. You got to know the stats, and then once you know them, you can make an initial decision. And then obviously when the game starts, there's hot, there's cold, there's feel, there's chemistry. There's all these magical things that happen in the game where you then want to change them up. Here's Basson, loses the puck. 3-1 here. This is a big opportunity for Pistolpete. Oh! I think he had Bure. Yeah.
That puck was almost bouncing in.
The puck is, all over. Like, just chop the ice in Vancouver.
There we see it finally does bounce in.
Just chopping all over the place, and Basson gets one in there. Not a pretty goal. And that's the nail in the coffin there. But I like, you got a lot of options on the breakaway, right? So you have Cliff Ronning on the clear breakaway. Sometimes you do that. You keep going one side all the way, and then you just, especially if, I would do this more if it was your winger, because the centers should be coming behind you at the center. You just try to draw them one way, and then even if you get a one-timer way high on the top of the circle, or even to the blue line, if you drag the goalie away because he's trying to protect that deke or far side, then you could kind of sneak in a one-timer there, and that's what Pistolpete tried to do there. It just didn't work out.
Something I've noticed in watching Super Nintendos, it seems that the goalies are really weak on point one-timers. I don't know if there's some way to take advantage of that.
Sorry,
Seems
the goalies
tricky.
are weak in what one-timers?
One-timers from the point. So if you send the puck back to the point man and shoot it, the goalie in Super Nintendo doesn't seem to track it very well. I don't know if there's like a screen mechanic.
I'm a believer in that. I even think Halifax is also a believer in the screening. The more people you have in front of the goalie, the higher percentage chance the puck has of going in. You'll see that. So that could be.
I believe in it.
Yeah. Maybe some of the SNES guys will chime in on that. We'll see that actually in the next series. We're gonna, after the AJ Pistol Pete round 1 matchup, we're gonna, I think, switch to the Annatar Chongo SNES East A-League first round matchup. That's a 2-7 matchup. But we have more action here on the Genesis side. We got another Linden experiment. You know, I like Pistol Pete. He's trying it all. He's mixing it up, trying to see if he can get something to work here. Hole just throws one on net, gets a rebound. Breakaway opportunity just outside of Burry's reach. Burry on the right wing here. Puck choppy all over the place, bouncing on both teams here. But 3:08. This is game 4. AJ got a commanding 3-0 lead here. And just tried the deke. Nice try. Once again, good manual goalie by AJ. Scoops it up with Cujo. Going to try to outlet pass. Picked up by Lume. Loses it. Emerson looking for holes. One-timer. He's got it. Oh! Just went right through Hull. Ended up on Baston's stick for another opportunity. But I think if Hull connected, that would have been in. We got to get out of the zone now. Basson, Hull, Emerson. Puck's moving nicely now. That's dangerous. Basson shoots it wide. Brown gets it. Loses it. Puck on net. Oh, floater in there. Tried to sneak it in, but it went a little too high. Good save by McLean. Here's, Burray tried to get him going one side with the manual goalie to the other. That's going to be a penalty. Might be a penalty shot. I don't know if Basson was clear of the blue line by himself. Let's see. Yes, it was. And great anticipation. Great save by Pistol Pete there. I mean, really, this is, a lot of credit to Pistol Pete for hanging in these games. This is not an easy thing to do. 1-8 seed. And again, only going to get better. I'm certain of it. Here's Hull. He's going to let one. No, he's passing. AJ doesn't let him rip really like that. Too easy. He likes to set him up. Here we go. Brown with the puck. Gets rid of it before he gets hit. This is another thing you've noticed all game. See how Hull gets it right before he gets hit? He gives it up. And this is something you'll see a lot of, where AJ will have the puck, and I'll see if I could demonstrate in the next 2 periods here, especially with Hull, because Hull's the easiest to knock down. He'll wait for Pistol Pete to come chase him, because Pete's chasing him constantly. He's like constantly running after him, and then right before he gets hit, he makes the pass, which is a great thing to do, because you can just it opens up a lot of ice, and if you're always chasing, you're going to put your players out of position. So, and if you're not catching them, one advice I could give is try to do that more clog the net, style here. Here's a breakaway. Oh, he puts it past him. Little deke. AJ doesn't go with the goalie. Maybe just thinking Cliff Ronning didn't have anything to score, but that was a nifty little floater he got right by him here on the forehand side. Go up 1-0. Here's Burray. Loses it. Linden's going to come in. Oh, he just rips it right past him. That's a surprising one. AJ would normally stop that one. But there's a 2-0 lead here. Some momentum here for Vancouver in Game 4. Trying to avoid the sweep. Trying to steal one here from AJ. Force a Game 5 and extend the series. Save on that slapper by Burray. Here's Basson. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's Basson. Gets knocked down in the corner. Burray gets taken out. Linden, he's going to come in. Nice shot. Good save by Cujo. Brown with the puck. Delayed penalty coming up. Tries to let one rip. Jeff Brown's got like a 5-shot power too, so very, very deceiving, I think.
And 3 accuracy.
Yeah.
Among defensemen, one of the better shooters.
Totally. I mean, if you're not up to speed on that, you just let it, here's a defenseman shooting it, but all of a sudden that puck just rips right through your goalie, and you're wondering what happened. So important to know that 21's got a good shot. Very good shot. Basically, even better than Mike Madonna, if you really think about it. Madonna's got a 5-2 shot.
Yeah.
So if you're scared of Madonna, you should definitely be scared of Jeff Brown if he's lighting it, putting up his stick in the back there. 2-man advantage here for St. Louis. This is big. This AJ needs us to come back in this game. Smart play. No need to rush there by Pistol Pete. Just dump the puck. Try to get one of your guys out the box here. AJ's going to try to outlet pass. He's got a 3-on-1. Nicely paused. Oh, tried the one-timer. Might have tried to go for Bure, but then Emerson was the guy who actually went for it. And Emerson and Basson don't have great shots, and it doesn't look like they're really lighting it up right here either. So he's going to have to try to get Hull going here, which I think he tried. It just went to the wrong player here. And here's Vancouver, again, delayed, just trying to kill some time when you're down 2, but you got a 2-goal lead, so you don't need to make any silly mistakes rushing the puck. Here's Basson, 15 seconds left in this period. He's going to try one more opportunity. There it is. That was going right at the goalie. So Hull not able to find those corners like he was doing in game 3. So, very interesting. Checking the stats. 7 shots for St. Louis, 7 stops by Kirk McLean. Not very common to shut out AJ for 2 periods, and he tries to go right in, tries to score one in there, still denied. That's 8 shots. Stolen, not able to control the puck. Here's 9 shots. Getting a lot of shots on goal. Jeff Brown now. No, not Jeff Brown, the other way. That's Lume. Loses the puck. Here's Jeff Brown. Loses the puck. This is just dumped down on net here. So now AJ's in the position where he's got to force a little action here. He's going to you're going to see a lot of push, quick outlet passes. Hull running into Basson. There's Hull. Just let it rip. Again, got it out, put the shot on, couldn't change the goalie enough in time, and that thing found the net. 2-1 now. And AJ is starting to feel it here. Here's another opportunity. Doesn't get Hull. Is going to come around. Just hold the puck, but loses it. Bure tries to dangle in there, loses the puck. Here's Ronning. Ronning, not known for a shot. He's got the puck, but he is very deceptive. Finds Bure. Nicely done to kind of get AJ chasing Ronning around. As I mentioned earlier, Ronning is one of the best skaters in the game. So he's hard to capture, especially if he's going up, down, left, right, and you're just keeping him fooled and finding Bure on the right wing. But AJ's right back here. He's going to need another goal. He needs 2 goals to tie this up, forcing overtime here. If not, we're going to go to a game 5. Let's see what he does here. Basson, he likes controlling it with Basson. He's coming in. Probably tried to go far side here. Look for the one-timer to Hull, but we got a penalty coming. And Emerson's going to the box, which means Vancouver has a power play here, and they could control it for the last 2 minutes. They're up 2 goals. Pistol Pete in good shape here. Ices the puck, though. Here's an opportunity for AJ to get one right off the faceoff. If he wins it, doesn't win it. Bure clears it. Luckily hits Cujo in the net. AJ's he's trying to force it right out because he's running out of time right now, and he needs 2, so he knows that. So he's gonna come just outlet passes. I don't think he's gonna do a lot of that dangling passing, delaying when you're up, what we saw him do in the first few games, and what actually Pistol Pete's doing now when you're not in a rush. Oh, and there's Hull out for the game, making it even tougher for AJ to come back with under a minute here. But if there's anyone who can do it, it'd be him. But yeah, he's going to have to force this up here to try to get a game. AJ is going to try to tie it up. 51 seconds here for Pistol Pete to force a game 5, which will be back in St. Louis. Nice job by Pistol Pete here. AJ really couldn't get anything going here. The only goal he had, so far, is the whole slapper, which snuck through. Robert Dirk in the game and in the box for Vancouver. Not a common sighting, not a common penalty, but he's on the stat board for a classic season. AJ lets that shot rip by Jeff Brown, but that didn't even find the net. So very, very tough here.
It looked like he tried to go short side, thinking he would take control of the goalie.
Yeah. It's exactly what I thought too. Either he did or just Brown was way off.
Missed.
So there we go. Pistol Pete avoids the sweep, forces a game 7. Cliff Ronning, our center, #1 star of the game, with Bure 2. And we're going to go to a game 5.
I guess the winner of this series plays the winner of Schmidt and Corbett?
Yeah, and correct? Schmidt and Corbett will be a hell of a game. Those guys, they match up very well. They're very evenly matched as far as, this is my opinion, as far as just the way they both play. I feel like they're both very, very deadly when they're focused. This is what I wrote in my write-up, meaning, they'll beat me, they'll beat AJ, they could beat anybody when they're focused. Both of those guys. I mean, they really play sharp, quick reactions. But then at the same time, they both have this tendency to, when things go sideways, they just exacerbate it sometimes. But then playing a little too loose and aggressive, or they just not as tight. I don't know what happens. But I see that with both those guys, frequently. But when they're on, they're amazing. It's going to be a really good matchup. But we got another game here. This is game 5 of the 1-8 matchup, AJ versus Pistol Pete. Let me know, Smalls, if you're queued up.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3, start. All right. So game 5, AJ up 3-1. Again, Pistol Pete, really kind of shut AJ down, or AJ couldn't get St. Louis going there, or a combination of those two all factored in there. But now we got a game 5 here. The highly unlikely reverse sweep is what Pistol Pete's looking to do here, trying to come back down 0-3 to go 4-0. It has happened. It's never happened on a 1-8 matchup, I don't believe. In fact, 1-8 matchups in general, historically, in the 94 world, have been very, very rare that there's ever a challenge there. Just hard to get that depth of a league. Although the SNES A League is the one league that I've seen where, in many, many years, where the probability of an 8 seed beating a 1 is a little higher than normal. That's just what I'll say. It's not likely, but it's a little higher than normal. Because it was pretty good. The 8 seed was still a 21, above 500 winner, and that's pretty telling. Oh, there's a sneaky little deke play, nicely done by AJ with Emerson. Go-to play, hard to defend that here when coming in. AJ goes up 1-0 to start this game. Linden in there.
Could you pause it for quickly? I for some reason the video is not showing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just try restarting it.
And I'll look at the comments. Dangler's predicting pistol in 7. Place your bets. Oh yeah, Val, the big Val Bosky. Why I'm wearing red? Simply because I have a blue screen behind me, so Smoz can have the cool effect here. So I can't wear blue, otherwise I'll just fade into the crowd and I'll just be a floating head. So that's why I'm wearing red specifically.
Okay, so I've got the game back. Do you want to do the countdown again?
Sure. Right on the front screen.
Sorry?
Let me know. Where should I start from? Right from the beginning?
Oh yeah, just the beginning. Sure.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, start. Okay.
Yeah, it's working this time.
Okay, cool. So, where are we here? Doing the lineups here. Yeah, Chaos, I could do the floating head if I wear the blue shirt. I'm pretty sure that's what would happen.
Sometimes your eyes disappear, which I had the same problem.
That's
And, yeah, I need to get my blue screen working again. It was a big setup, so I have to find something more convenient. It's like a bad frame in the living room. It's not good.
Game 5 starting now. All right, like I said, AJ up 3-1. Pistol Pete looking for the reverse sweep here. We got Linden with the puck. We got Linden, Ronning, and Bure. Ronning at center, Bure on the right wing, Linden on left wing. Going up against AJ, who's been consistent with Emerson Basson. There's that goal I was mentioning before, where Emerson does that nice little floater to the front side, deke, beating McLean. Basically got to pull hard on your controller one way to the other as you're going down, and you'll be able to just tap that goal right above the goalie. That wasn't going to go in, but I think he's just trying to create some action, as he didn't really have a lot of other matchups there. CB or AI check. I didn't even see it was that quick, but taking down that Vancouver forward. Basson, one-timer Emerson, AJ just letting him fly here. He wants to put this away, not go to a game 6 and make it interesting. Meanwhile, Pistol Pete looking for that. Meanwhile, we got a penalty upcoming on St. Louis. So Brett Hull going in the box for CB checking. Gives Vancouver the power play. See if Pistol Pete can win this in this face-off. It's floating out there. No one controls it. Now St. Louis dumps it out of the zone. McLean's going to get it. Looks for the outlet pass way out there to Ronning for the breakaway. Short side. AJ sees that from a mile away. Stops it. That was the only option Pistol Pete had. AJ knew it. Stopped it. Throws it on net again. Throws it on net. AJ playing manual goalie. Takes him out in the corner. Puck is still loose. Butcher misses the check. Here's Burre. Dangerous. Who's got it now? Bounces around to Cujo. Couldn't get the outlet pass to connect to Janny. Janny in there for Hull right now. Tries the one-timer EA special. The EA special. Just didn't get the puck. Here's Linden. Linden should have let it go. Pass. Puck is just continuing to bounce around for both players. Janny's coming in, just going to try to put one on net again. AJ just putting up some shots. Here's Butcher. Hull's back out of the box. Janny coming in. He's going to just try to deke it in there. Nice play by Pistol Pete on the manual goalie. Really nice. He's been doing a lot of good manual goalies. And right back at you. Just a simple deke, short side. AJ too late to get Cujo to save that one. And we got a 1-1 game here with 35 seconds left in the first period. Hull doesn't go down. There's that 5-stick handling where he toddles when you hit someone and they don't go down. We find that a lot of players who have high stick handling are able to sort of withstand those checks, whether it's a C check or whatever, or a poke check. They just sort of toddle around and withstand that, which is very, very beneficial because you still have the puck and you're still on the offensive. So here we go, start of the second period, 1-1. Emerson going around behind the net. Joyce, oh my God, how did he find that angle? I don't know, but he got Basson to somehow find it across the side. Nice play by AJ. That was really tight coverage. And just like that, start of the second, AJ goes up 2-1. Here we go, Emerson pulls the brakes, tries to do that crease cut. Nice play by Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete going to come in right with Burre. Dances in, runs out of real estate. Here's Hull. Hull's going to pause, tries to go short side, waiting for Pistol Pete to use the manual goalie. Pistol Pete reads it still, not too early, but meantime, gets his own rebound, comes behind the net, puts it back in front, and Hull doesn't miss that one-timer. So yeah, AJ really pouring it on here. I mean, you feel this here. There's a different intensity into this game 5, in at least on the St. Louis side. They're either just clicking more from a momentum basis, or AJ's just, really just putting a lot more shots on. Definitely you could feel a lot of pressure. Even there, he was winding up for the shot. Emerson gets taken out for the period. And Smalls, one thing I think that, I think that happens that's interesting to note is if you start shooting a lot of pucks at the net and your shots on goal go up, I do feel like it favors the team that keeps shooting. Like it's somehow a goal's going to get let up because you can't have a goalie have like that high of a save percentage. So sometimes you just put a lot of shots up, and then by the time you get to the second, third period, you got like 15, 16 shots, and then
something's bound to go in.
Yeah, something's bound to go in. The shots, it just seems like things will be in your favor. I mean, statistically, the teams that shoot more win more, right? And so it's always a good idea. That was just filthy. Things, even if he missed a one-timer, Pistol P had to play that shot. AJ goes up 4-1. He's just everything's clicking here for St. Louis. AJ looking to put this one away. There's the one-timer. I keep saying one-timer, but there's the EA special. Didn't work there. Poke check down. Ooh, a little dangerous behind your own net, but AJ just playing like all cylinders firing. Nice poke check by Lume. Linden is going to let that. There we go. That's exactly what I would want you to do with Trevor Linden. You put him in there because of that shot, and that's how you score with him. Just let that shot rip. Nice play by Pistol Pete to get back in this game. St. Louis up 4-2 now. Penalty. Pistol Pete did not need that. Vancouver does not need that. AJ just holding on to the puck. And now we got 1:25 left. St. Louis going to go on the power play here. Ronning in the box. Going to sub him in. Putting Bure at center. Yep. Put Bure at center while Ronning's in the box, and then Ronning will come back out on the right wing. So just an interesting note for those who may be watching who are not familiar with 94. When you get a penalty, your right winger is the guy who actually is subbed out from the box for the guy in the box. So whoever's on your right wing, when you get a penalty, they are the ones who sit out.
So in a live tournament, that's an important thing to know because we don't allow line changes during the period. So if you're going to get a penalty, you want to make sure you probably your right winger is your least important player.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I do forget that sometimes we don't allow the changes after penalties. So you're sort of forced to use whoever comes in, as the default sub, because you can't preset your subs in the game. You could do it if you hack the game, but when we play classic ROMs, you're stuck with default subs. So here we go, game 5. AJ up 3-1 here. He's up 4-2 in this game. Looking to put this away, move on to the next round. Pistol Pete looking to force a game 6 and the improbable comeback sweep here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. AJ really just putting a lot of pressure on. He's got a 2-man advantage. There's a missed check. This is what I'm talking about. So all series, it's not. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. When you're chasing on defense, right? You're playing that's a great goal. You're chasing on defense. You're chasing and chasing. You're switching to your guy, but you're not connecting. It's going to be a disaster because you're putting all your guys out of position. And then someone like AJ is really good at spotting that. And what he's doing is, he'll let you come close to him. There's that opportunity. Just ran out of the room on the EA special. But he'll do that. Let you kind of come at him. Let you chase around. Do the pump, the brake, start, stop thing where it's really hard to kind of focus on what's going on. And it's hard for you to get a clean check on somebody. And it just creates a lot of noise on the other end. So sometimes it's better to not chase, maybe try grabbing, holding, maybe try to just clog the middle, maybe let the offense come to you, because you got to remember, like the offense has to also move the puck towards you. And if you're waiting there, it could be a great way to just stop that and then counter. But meanwhile, as I was talking about all that, Pistol Pete did squeak one in there to make it 5-3. This game's not over. Pistol Pete has the opportunity here. The penalties are done. Linden's with the puck. He's trying to get in there, gets taken out. Ronning center, he's going to try to go right in. Shoots it on net, creates something. We got Bassin on the floor there, away from the puck. Refs didn't call that, and now we got an icing. So here's a good opportunity. What you want to do here is win the faceoff and try to get a quick shot here to Bure, or Linden on that side, sorry. Didn't win it. Moot point. Bassin nicely controls the puck. There's the just waiting patiently as Vancouver players are flying around them, missing. And Hull does not miss that. He's back in the box for a CB check, but at least he takes out a Vancouver player. He takes out Bure for the rest of this game, or at least the third period, unless Pistol Pete ties it up. So that could have been a good offset. Hull for Bure. I'll take that every time. Bure is probably top 5.
I think it's time to bring out Sergio Momesso and Murray Craven and all those guys.
Yeah. You got to try to do that. But Courtnall, Ronning, and Linden also good opportunity here. But AJ now up 5-3. Here's Linden. Just let it rip another penalty. It's on St. Louis. So, all right. Is he going to pull the goalie? No, St. Louis calls a timeout. AJ's had enough of this. He's going to put in Emerson for the defensive option to try to stop everyone. Emerson, the second best player probably on St. Louis next to Hull. No subs here for Vancouver. Does he win the faceoff? Gets it. Tries to control. He's going to try to set him up. But there's the Emerson C-check on the defender who's just so much extra weight. And now AJ's just going to just delay as much as he can. Meanwhile, forced. See, now you have Ronning. The problem with that play right there was Ronning is the center, and then you're going to go to the corner, look for a one-timer, but you're using the center. So the other center doesn't necessarily there's no one's going to show up to take that one-timer. You only want to do that play if you have a winger. So if Ronning's your center, you're going to go to the corner looking for that, and that's just not going to work. And that's kind of what happened at that final play there. Off the off the spring of the net, and that's it. AJ moves on. Round one. Uh, Pistol Pete's classic Genesis season is over, but I would think that that was a pretty successful season, making the playoffs. I mean, people like SOH, people like Schoolyard Puck didn't make the playoffs, and Pistol Pete did. So, all kudos to him for making a great run.
Yeah, that was a good series.
All right.
Even though it was 4-1, the games were pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's trying to keep it close against AJ. Those easily could have been 7-1, 6-2, like just blowouts every game. But Pistol P made a lot of good manual goalie moves. He's going to figure out all those other little tricks, and I'll put my bet now that he's going to be back next Classic and make a deeper run, finish higher than an 8th seed. And I think he's like generally a SNES guy, switched over, playing both series. So very interesting.
It's like a Stantinator dual system player.
Yeah, not
Immediately
easy to do.
good at both. So I'm looking at the stats, and actually Bob Basson is the current leading playoff scorer, 13 points in 5 games. Brett Hull just 12, Emerson 10. Burry had 9 in 5.
I think it's interesting. If you look at the regular season, I think you see it was really Hall dominating the offense for St. Louis's roster.
Yeah, it was Hull and Emerson, similar points per game, but Hull with like double the goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was typically Emerson to Hull.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the next series is the Annatar series.
Yeah, we're going to switch over to some SNES Classic A League East. Annatar, the number 2 seed. All right, I got game 1.
He's got these all split up into single files.
Yep. And just before we get started, King of 94, yeah, 4 shot power is where I think you need to respect a player's shot on the slap shot. A 3 can still do it, but it's just not as likely. 4 is where that mark is. 5, I think you just go out a little further. Someone who's at the top of the circle with the 5 shot power can still rip it through, and then 6 is from anywhere, but not too often does that happen.
So this is for the EA special.
No, I just think slap shots in general.
Okay.
EA special you could do with anyone. I mean, I honestly think you want an even lighter shot because you want some little like a. For me, I think the best way to do the EA special is one, have the right angle. You want to have a good angle for your almost closer to the boards. You don't want to be too up close on the goalie, and then you want to just do a wrister, right? You don't want a floater, right? I think a lot of people make the mistake that they think the EA special is this floating shot. You don't want that. You want to do it like bang bang. You want to do a quick wrister, hope that the rebound's there. Your player continues with their skating momentum to immediately get the puck and just bury it into that open net that gets created. The little floater thing, that's not a good EA special move. That's not how you should execute it. AJ does it well. I think I do it pretty well. The best guy I've ever seen do it is this guy Depsch from Finland. He was great at it. He just did it like bang bang. You want to do it quick. You don't want the floater towards the goalie. Really, I think you do to try to create a lot of noise and mess, and there's maybe you get the rebound and maybe you jam it in or something happens, and that's a good play too. If you can't get anything happening offensively, just throw it on net. Maybe some shit will happen, and that works a lot of times. But the true rebound goal should be a quick play. It shouldn't be like a floater and then there's a noise, and because it's more luck than anything at that point.
So are you holding the button kind of halfway between a like a instant shot and halfway between a full slap shot?
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's that little nuance. It's like a wrist shot that you would do, and then you should easily, if you get the rebound, because the goalie could also swallow it up. But if you get the rebound, it should come right back to your stick, and you should bury it right in there.
So apparently, Pistol's not even aware of the B check, and you still got that far.
B check's probably the most powerful Genesis tool, so you got to learn that one. All right, well, I got the Annatar series queued up if we're ready to swap over to SNES.
Okay, I'll just load that first video here.
You let me know when you're ready. I'm still using VLC in case that makes a difference.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, this is going to be an interesting series. So the SNES A East League was where I missed the playoffs at a 21-19 record. 21-19 was the cutoff. I lost a tiebreaker to McMarcus. He beat me 2 games to nothing with Philly. Had I won one of those games, that's how close the regular season was. It was really awesome. Um, it wasn't awesome to not make it, but it was awesome because I've always, for many years, wanted to be in a league where the regular season actually every single game mattered. If whether you won or lost, it wasn't just a guarantee that you would make the playoffs, and that's what happened in the SNS East League. So we got a lot of interesting opening round matchups. Again, I feel like the beginning, it's really dominated by Annatar, who we're going to see here, Mikhail or King of 94, who ended up being the 3rd seed, and then the Professor, who just really had an amazing regular season with Chicago, not Chicago,
Detroit.
Detroit, yeah, at the number 1 seed. Those 3 guys, when you look at their stats, I'd be shocked if one of those 3 don't end up winning it. But because this was such a tight, great league, nothing is for certain. Those aren't like shoo-ins, but they're heavily favored. That's what I'll say. So this matchup is Annatar at the number 2 seed with the New York Rangers against the number 7 seed Chongo, who happens to be Mikhail's brother, using Pittsburgh, who can be just in and of itself just a dominant SNES team. It should be interesting.
So ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, start. All right, so we're jumping right into the action here. Like I said, Annatar, the New York Rangers, number 2 seed, basically just 1 or 2 games out from the number 1 seed. Annatar, one of the best SNES online players ever, to play this game. Multiple classic championships and just always in the top ranks and seed. Shoots wide with Mike Gartner there. Chongo making his first appearance with Pittsburgh. Again, a very, very tough league this year, as I was talking about before. Makes it to the number 7 seed. And again, with Pittsburgh, anything can happen. So he goes up 1-0. Like I said, nothing's given. I predict Annatar to win this series. Obviously, number 2 seed versus 7 seed. And the regular season series was a 5-0, just a performance by Annatar. It was dominant. But it's hard to beat someone that many times in a row. I mean, and Chongo's really, really good, and Pittsburgh's really good. Now the Rangers are also really, really amazing team. They got a lot of weight, they got speed, and Annatar just knows how to really make the most out of them. So I'm expecting a good series here. As I say that, a shorthanded goal, Mark Messier ties it up 1-1 here. This is a best of 7 opening round in the best of 7 series in the A-League. The winner of this 2-7 matchup goes to play. Ooh, man, almost gets that in there. The winner of this series gets to go play the winner of the 3-4 matchup, which is again King of 94 versus Dangler. I think that's going to be oh man, I might have gotten that wrong. I have to fact check me out.
I can look it up.
Yeah, 2-7 plays. Yeah, plays the winner of 3-6. That's what it is. So yeah, I think that is Dangler and King of 94. Yeah. I wrote a whole thing on it. I should actually remember. As I say that, very nice goal. Good puck movement by Chongo to go up 2-1. Back to the game here. 142, game 1, first period here. Chongo up, as the away team. We start here at the home team, New York Rangers, at the Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena. Here's Mike Gartner is going to get a breakaway. He has it, sneaks in. It's Tikkanen, who kind of took a second to control it and then ripped the one-timer past Tommy Barrasso here to go up to tie the game up at 2-2. A lot of scoring here in the first period. 1:10 to go here. Here's Super Mario. Ooh, gets taken out by Mike Gartner. Didn't expect that, but somehow Annatar knows that, because I think if he misses that check, Mario goes in for that goal. And typically I would think Mario survives that check from Mike Gartner. This could be an icing, and nope, he's going to control the puck. Oh, giveaway, dangerous. Annatar tries to put one on net, try to get that open, capitalize on a mistake. Still has the opportunity. Oh, almost, still has it. Oh man, dangerous play. Chongo gives up the puck by Barrasso, and Annatar had like 3 different chances to try to go up in that first period. But 2-2 after game 1. Very exciting start here. All right, here we go. Start of the second period. Face-off won by the Rangers. Mark Messier on the left wing gives it up to Mario. Mario dumps it all the way down. Mike Richter controls it, gives it up to Gartner. Messier on the floor. Tikkanen, oh, just a puck left over. No one gets it. Here we go. Samuelson, not Samuelson, that's Murphy. Oh, he had him open. Kevin Lowe actually saved that goal right there because Murphy had him on the right side there. This is an icing negated. Barrasso, don't give it up now. Don't give it up. He gave it up again. Now another dangerous play. Annatar trying to capitalize, loses the puck. Kevin Stevens ices it down. No, sorry, no icing. Gartner not looking too fast there. He's looking like he's got a slow, cold this game because he's normally a 5-speed. I would expect to be a little faster than everyone else, but everyone's catching up to Mike Gartner.
So, Superintendent,
Messier
the
gets.
speeds seem very inconsistent.
I'll tell you what. I paid for about 100 games. I paid attention to the ratings that were displayed and then the actual performance of the team. 100% that they don't match up because there are some speed ratings that would say, the ratings, this guy's super fast, and they were just like super slow. And then on the flip side, they would say that they were slow and they were super fast. So you got to play the game to feel. I wouldn't trust the ratings, which is the same thing in Genesis, by the way, which is confirmed by you, Smalls. But definitely the ratings don't correlate to the on-ice activity. And speed, for me, I agree, in SNES is one of the biggest things you could find. When some of these guys are flying around, it makes such a big difference, especially the bigger guys, in the way they play the game.
It seems like we almost got the that classic wraparound.
Oh my God, the puck's floating around. Oh my God, what a save! How you don't panic? That's the difference between annatar and experienced SNES player and someone like me who would immediately just slam that puck back in the net by accident to keep that composure as the puck's dangling on the line. And how does that go in? He sneaks that in, Tikkanen, forehand side, short side, right past Barrasso.
That's like a pass shot almost.
It's crazy. That is just what a sequence there. Save a goal and then immediately come back on the end. Puts one on net. Interesting, not a high percentage, but I'm not gonna. That's a one-timer by Mario, just missed. Last second here, Gartner gets taken out and picked back up. So only one goal in that second period. Easily could have been another goal, but amazing composure there to take Mike Richter and save that. So 3-2 going in, and Rangers are up here. Game 1, best of 7 series, opening round of the SNES playoffs. This is something I also see a lot of too. One guy coming all the way to the middle to try to deke it in, and oh, wow, that's a RAF move right there. Not common for annatar, but just goalie off the back skate and in the net. That's a fortunate goal for Chongo, unfortunate goal for annatar here. Now we got a tie game with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third period. Anyone's game here. It's kind of back and forth. There's that short side forehand shot by annatar. Worked with Tikkanen, didn't work with Gartner. Here's Super Mario dancing around. annatar chasing them. Kevin Lowe playing amazing defense back there. And then James Patrick taking out Lemieux for the period. Huge trade-off. You definitely take 2 minutes of Patrick for 3:34 of Lemieux here. Chongo gonna make any line subs? Who comes in for Super Mario at center? Number 10, Ronnie Francis, and we got a penalty right away. Right away on.
Oh, I thought it was Francis, but no.
It is Francis, right?
Oh, it is Francis, but I thought Francis was getting the penalty.
Oh no.
It's Messier.
Messier. So now we got what do we got? Messier and Patrick in the box. Gartner at center. This is a huge chance for Chongo here. Wins the faceoff, controls it. Now we got Yager come in, try to get that far side little deke move. Kevin Lowe stops it. Here's Yager again. Slap shot by Francis. Save the one-timer. Still controlled by Pittsburgh. annatar's just trying to survive here. Stevens gets knocked out by Gartner, loses it. Here we go. Samuelson coming in, gets knocked out by Kevin Lowe. Kevin Lowe, my star of the game here so far. Gartner gets knocked out here. We got 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Tie game. Pittsburgh on a 2-man advantage here. Trying to get something in there. annatar just trying to hold it. There's a great shot. Saved by Richter. Breakaway opportunity for Gartner. Gartner's got it in. Gets taken out by Samuelson. Again, see that a lot here. We'll see that over and over, I'm assuming. There it is again. Samuelson coming in, trying to get it. Here's Yager. Yager trying to come in, puts one on net. Richter save. And I think the power play is over here. I wonder if we're going to see a stoppage of play, but no, he's going to come right in. Stoppage means to try to reset, get your forwards back on. Here's Jay Wells out to Mark Messier. Messier with the puck way back to Wells, who was knocked down. Patrick on the left wing out of the box. Comes in, he scores. Deked it out there. Assist by Jay Wells. You don't see that. James Patrick scores from Mark Messier. And that was a huge penalty kill by Annatar. A lot of chances by Chongo there. Couldn't capitalize. So he had a few shots saved by Richter. And there's 20 seconds left, and this is going to be over. Annatar capitalizes on that nice breakaway opportunity. And what a game one. Like I said, it's a 2-7 matchup. That was a one-goal tight game. Needed a couple goals here and there, a couple bounces here and there, and that could have been a different story. But we have the New York Rangers and Annatar going up 1-0. What a great game!
And Chongo actually outshot him 12-8.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you if you had the third period stats, a lot of that was there in that power play. Just a lot of opportunities there.
He's got 4 third period shots to 2.
4. Felt like a lot more.
I wonder if that one
Right.
on the crossbar counts as a shot or not.
Do posts count as shots? They do in Genesis for sure. I think they do in Nintendo too.
Technically they shouldn't, but...
Technically they should. They do in Genesis though, I think.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I'll have to confirm that. Or someone else could confirm if they want to do that.
So I've got game 2 ready to go.
Caslin 94. The reason I know Jay Wells is the Rangers are my team. So that's if there's one team I can name everyone on the roster, it's probably the Rangers. You ready, Smoz, for game 2?
Yeah, and Dangler asked, is it hard to go back and forth playing between Genesis and Super Nintendo, like if you're at a tournament or something? Does it take a period to adjust?
Yeah, I would. It's yes and no. If I'll speak for myself. At least if I'm playing Genesis, and I go to Super Nintendo, and if I'm playing like Dangler or Annatar, the first period's a nightmare for me, because the hardest thing between the two systems, let's say 70% of it is transferable, meaning strategy. You could see the plays develop, you know what's going on, but the mechanics of controlling the players are so different. Switching to certain players, controlling, meaning when you're playing at the A-level league, what these guys do so well is the difference between a goal. It's almost like that Mario goal that I thought he was going to score, but Annatar got him with Mike Gartner. That is the difference between an A-level player and someone else. Would not have Gartner be able to check Mario at that last second. It's like the ability to control your players and get these clean checks and essentially position your players the right way. The AI just operates so differently, and the mechanics work so differently in Genesis to Super Nintendo. So for me, speaking for myself, when I go back and forth, I'm a native Genesis player, much better at Genesis. What I struggle with the most is when I don't play a lot of Super Nintendo is the control of the players. Like I know it's going to happen. I could see the thing because I have a lot of experience, but I can't get my players to do what I want them to do, position them the right way, react the same ways, and that's going to cost you like a goal or two or sometimes more, versus someone who knows exactly how to position their players. So a lot of times that's frustrating where you're like, I know you're coming in, I know you're doing this move, and my guys are all over the place. But then you settle in, and then you get used to some of that. It almost has to happen, I think, like when you're so used to it, you don't even think about it, because a lot of times I'll ask, like Mikhail, all the guys I'm playing, like, hey, what do you do here? How do you get these guys to, like, not be all over the place? And a lot of times it's just they're not even realizing what they're doing because they're so used to just doing it. So that's for me the biggest change, because the other stuff you just know to change goal, you know what to do. It just takes a little time to settle in, assuming you already can play at that level. So yeah, it takes a period, if not even more, against some of the higher level players. All right, I'm ready. You ready, Smalls?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Game 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, start. All right, so we got game 2 back at the Garden. Annatar is the New York Rangers. Chongo with Pittsburgh. It's a 2-7 matchup. Game 1 was super close. Here's Chongo going in. Nice save by Richter. Manual goalie coming out to cut off that angle. Here's Tikkanen back to Messier. Messier is going to put that in. Guy that is so tough to stop because it happens so quick. Even if you get the manual goalie, and the Rangers go up 1-0 game 2 here, up 1-0 in the series. Chongo controls the puck. Murphy going to come all the way in and lay it out. I mean, like I said, you're going to see that a lot. I feel like a lot of Super Nintendo is you're going to get in close on those action to the goalie. Try to get a little deke in there, one side or the other side, and even further out if you got a decent shot. And the defense is just waiting to take you out. These guys are so good at making sure that center of the net is clogged up. Here we go. Power play New York Rangers. I think Yager was in the box as I was chatting. Breakaway. Super Mario. No tripping penalty there. No, nothing called. Kevin Lowe, who was just a great defender, I got to say. He's playing great both game 1 and even now to stop that breakaway opportunity. There's a one-timer shot wide. Great opportunity. And here's a breakaway for Tikkanen. Oh, he had him. He still has the puck. Controls it. Tikkanen toddling. Great manual goalie by Chongo to kind of deflect that puck back out. Comes back out with Pittsburgh, bounces off a Steven's stick. Messier controls it back to Lowe. Lowe out to Tikkanen. Tikkanen, Patrick. Oh, great puck movement. Gartner gonna come back around. He's got the oof. What puck movement by the Rangers to create all that opportunity. Had Gartner. Chongo went out to cut the angle off. Gartner just dished it out to Tikkanen, who was just waiting with the wide open net all the way out there. Great puck movement by Annatar and the Rangers there to capitalize him right there. Just like that, 3-0 Rangers. That shot that comes out a little further. Oh, and there we go. Barrasso gets the hook with 1:51 in the first period. Ken Reggett in goal. I don't know if that makes a big difference, to be honest, Moz. I mean, I'm so torn between SNES goalies because I feel like they all stink, and you really
You have to control them.
You got to control them. There is a difference, with some, but I mean, for the most part, you got to control them. Oh, Mario just missed the open net. He had him in there. This is going to be a tough battle here for Chongo because he's got a few shots from Super Mario, who's the best player in the game, and they just both went wide. He could have at least had one of those, but instead he's facing a 3-0 deficit. He's got Ken Reggett in net, and the Rangers are clicking on all cylinders. Every pass is going tape to tape, stick to stick, and Gartner puts another one in, 4-0. Just a dominant start here by the Rangers. I mean, it's dominant, and it's because things are just all going right. Every pass is connecting. Loose pucks, even Pittsburgh can't grab them. This is one of those momentum things where it's tough to deal with. It's even tougher when you're playing, these super high-level players like an Annatar, who's not only going to take advantage but make it a 4-0 period here. So
Annatar says the goalie pulls a mental thing for me to settle down, or for me to settle it down. So I think he agrees that the goalies don't really matter too much. He's just switching them because I don't know, makes
it's like a
just a mental
timeout
thing.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yep. And Gartner just skating right by, and slow Ken Reggett couldn't catch up with that guy. Rangers pouring it on here. There's no mercy rule in Classic, so this game will continue on if we happen to have a 6-goal lead. Here's Gartner. I'd be curious to see what the passing percentage is for the Rangers in this game because everything's just kind of sticking to their sticks here.
I can check that.
Mario held up. Gartner. There's an intercepted pass. James Patrick shot from way out there. Reggett missed the save. Do we have that same bug in Super Nintendo where a successful one-timer counts as a missed pass? Like, that bugs me in Genesis.
I doubt that would be there. That was a bug that was introduced because the one-timer was introduced. So I think that in Super Nintendo they probably didn't mess that up because they were doing it at the same time. They probably think about it all at the same time.
Let's see. It'd be interesting. I just don't know.
So the passing, the Rangers had 76 passes attempts compared to 70 or 38, so I think it's double. And they made actually one less than double. So they had 58% success against 61%.
Yeah, the Rangers definitely flying here. As we go here, second period, I mean, Chongo's, if he, has to make an attempt here, this is so hard. It's happened before, going up 5-0, and you could just have a big run for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gets hot, but it's definitely going to be hard to do it in one period here. Against someone like Annatar, who knows how to compose himself, control it if things start going sideways for them. But he still remains in control here. There's that SNES. When you get knocked down, press the hold button. Your guy gets back up, and not only does he get back up, he holds him. So it's actually could be a very, very useful maneuver if you're skilled enough to do that. Dangler, in fact, does that very well. At least he did against me, that I remember. So here we go. Game 2 here. Chongo down 5-0. Annatar in complete control of this game, looking to go up 2-0 in the series, best of 7. Chongo maybe looking towards game 3 here. Got to try to figure out to do something here. Here's a Mario. Nice stop, manual goalie, Richter. Again, not only did he stop him, he was able to create a lot of congestion around Mario, so that way Mario didn't have any even room to do another maneuver. And we're going to have an interference penalty on Super Mario, I think. Nope, it was Yager who ran into Richter. Ranger's going to have a power play here. With 3:45 left and the 5-goal lead, this game is just about over. Annatar is going to go up 2-0 here. So, Chongo's going to have to figure something out. But I'll say this, though. I'm curious to see what happens when we get to Pittsburgh at home. Because, there's got a goal. Kevin Stevens finally sneaks one in to avoid the shutout. But I'm curious because Pittsburgh at home, and again, the thing I noticed, I should look at the stats, especially for the season, is the home records. It feels like the teams definitely play, you could definitely notice teams playing a lot better at home. Shot wide by Messier there than away. So we'll see if Pittsburgh can, and shot wide by Gartner here. So Rangers losing their momentum. I would say, it'd be interesting to see if Pittsburgh could come out, put up a couple right away to try to go up early in game 3 here. But we got 2:26 left. That is the hardest thing to stop. Face-off in SNES, executed perfectly there by Annatar. You win it back to your defenseman, take the defenseman in. There's so much happening right away off the face-off that it's hard to stop those. Again, the best guys know how to defend that, but you come in, and he took Kevin Lowe all the way in, even to the backhand for a nice deep goal. Very, very high percentage, very deadly play when you have a face-off, offensive face-off. It's just much in Genesis you try to do the quick one-timer and not so much that deep, but in SNES I noticed that the people who win it back to their defenseman can just kind of creep in and have a very high percentage scoring opportunity there. I get terrified when I have a defensive zone face-off. But all right, as we wrap up game 2, Chongo diving around.
Oh, we did the flop.
Did the flop. His brother is the master at that. In fact, I've never seen anyone do that effectively to the extent that Mikhail, aka King of 94, does. So there we go. Just a dominant game 2 by the Rangers there to take a 2-0 lead against Chongo. Much different than game 1. Game 1 was a lot closer. So let's see if Chongo could make a comeback here in game 3. He's going to have to, try to win one. If obviously you want to win both at Pittsburgh, you want to make it into a best of 3 series, sending it back to New York. But we'll see what he could do here. All right, I got it queued up. If you do.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
You ready? All right. 1, 2, 3, go. So here we go. Game 3. Colors are reversed. We got the Penguins logo as we are at the. I don't even know the Penguins. I feel like these arenas changed so much. What's the original 94? Is it?
It was just the Pittsburgh Civic Center.
It's Pittsburgh Civic Center. Igloo. Here's Gartner.
They might call it the Igloo in the game. Oh, I didn't see it.
Very nice play by Chongo to stop the opportunity by Mike Gartner early in this game. Big save by Tommy Barrasso. He's not getting pulled. That was a rocket by Patrick. And there's, great play by Chongo there. Annatar playing the cross, one-timer. Chongo doesn't pull the trigger, waits for Annatar to make that move on goalie, then just kind of has the open net on the backhand. Good patience by Chongo there with Yager to go up 1-0 here with Pittsburgh. Had Tekin in there, stolen by Murphy. Here's Iago again getting held. Still had an opportunity, almost got it in there. A good save by Richter. But again, you see a lot of difference even just in the start of this game. Rangers aren't necessarily flying around, getting everything working for them. Loose pucks aren't necessarily going. The AI is actually clicking in here. And there's James Patrick going in there as I say that to tie it up 1-1 here. And, I see what Chongo's playing a very aggressive defense. He's, there, Mario's chasing. He's doing the same thing that I saw on the previous series we watched where Pistol Pete was chasing AJ. You'll see this again here. Breakaway for Yager. Oh, good manual goalie. Anticipated the forehander, just got him out there low. Here's chasing of Mario. He's coming down. He's trying to hit Gartner. And I'm just watching what Chongo's doing on defense. Mario's trying to hit, and he got him, but Annatar's seeing that, getting rid of the puck and creating those opportunities. So even if he gets hit, it's not with the puck. Control the puck. Oh, had the short side. Couldn't pull the trigger fast enough. Richter recovers to make that save. Messier in the corner. Hard to knock down. Patrick's going to go right at the net just like he did to score that goal. Gets taken out. Breakaway Mario. Just tapped it away by Kevin Lowe. Kevin Lowe might be the greatest defensive player I've seen for the Rangers here. He's playing better than Patrick, and Leach is not even in the game. Interesting. So here we go. Gartner, just a shot. Put it on net. Giveaway. This is dangerous. 1 second. Annatar just throwing it on net. It's another giveaway. You got to limit those. Chongo's got to control when he's got the puck with Barrasso. I know you don't want to lose that face-off in your defensive zone, but you also don't want to give it away because it was just too chaotic there. Can easily create a one-timer goal here. But 1-1 after one. Good tight game here. Game 3. Chongo looking to get a game under here to force him, or I shouldn't say force anything, but just trying to get one at home here. Pittsburgh Rangers won the first 2 at home. Here's Lowe right at the net, taken that by Barrasso. Nice save. We got a penalty. Mario in net. We're going to have Stevie Francis come in at center. Ron Francis. Steve Francis, a Houston Rockets basketball player. Totally not related to this game. Meanwhile, we have Ulf Samuelsson. Oh, that was nasty. I didn't even think that we can see that. That was just an amazing little floater backhand deke by Ulf Samuelsson. Again, a lot of these goals, just trying to get in there. And once you have that, you're just trying to squeak a nice deke in there. So nicely done by Chongo to go up 2-0 here on the shorthand. Rangers power play. Big slap shot, another giveaway, but given right back here. And we have Stevens, going back to the backhand. Really, really hard to save that. What Annatar does well there is doesn't necessarily move the goalie a lot, keeps him in the middle, but then when he has the save animation or it really blocks so much of that net. So he does that very, very well. You don't commit to one side unless you really need to. Taken out Francis. Messier with the puck, dodges a check. Here's Chongo chasing, takes out Messier, but as he was trying to finish his check on Messier, Gartner scores the goal. So again, you gotta take it a little easy on the sometimes on defense where you're chasing and checking. Sure, finish your checks, but you got to focus on the primary person. There's a nice poke check there to take it away with Mario coming in, and I don't know how Patrick takes him out. I just don't understand how that happened. It was such a weird angle, but again, very effective to take out Mario with Patrick on that weird angled check in so close. But again, that's a great play by these guys are able to do. Shot wide, had it open there. We're going to have Murphy coming all the way back. Gives it away. Dangerous. Penalty now. What was that? Interference. Gartner had an opportunity, instead ran into Barrasso. Now he's in the box. Good opportunity here for Chongo to go up in this game 3. He needs his goal. He's got Ulf, who had that beautiful goal before. Nice play for Richter to come out and stop that. Messier now, 32 seconds left. Going to look for something here. One-timer. I think he was going for the center. Ended up going all the way. He was going for Olchek. Going all the way back to the goalie, to the defender. And there's a mischeck. Good opportunity. Good save to wrap up the second period here. 2-2. This is much like game 1. Super close. It could be anyone's game here, and Pittsburgh starts with the power play. to start the third period. 2-2 game 3. Chongo looking for that first victory here to try to win the home game. Yager got the puck. Got it. Yeah, he got it right on the outside. Very nice play. Good. I think that was a power play goal. To go up 3-2. 4:39 left in the third, game 3. Patrick controls the puck. Gartner taken out by the AI. Patrick gets it. He's going to go right in. He's going to try to backhand. Good save by Barrasso. Wasn't going to go forehand because that was too obvious. I think he just went to the backhand. Here's Lowe. Tikkanen. Tikkanen coming in. Tikkanen. Oh, there's that annatar forehand shot. Works well. Sneaky. There's Stevens taken out, and we got a penalty. We got a power play coming up here for Pittsburgh. Again, Tikkanen going to the box. Chongo looking to capitalize on this 3-2 lead. Face off in the New York Rangers zone. Does he win it? He wins it. Goes right into the net. Oh, what a stop by Richter. Again, that isn't another example of what I was talking about, what Antar does well. He just keeps his goalie in the center. Doesn't go out of control. That's not easy to do. Those goalies tend to fly. Literally just what I just said. Chongo came way out to try to block that pass. Wasn't able to get out with the goalie. Gartner has a wide open net for the shorthanded goal. Equalizer 3-3. Gartner trip. Nothing called. Messier is going to gets taken out, and that's going to be called. That's going to put us back on even strength as Ulf Samuelsson goes into the box. 3-3, 2:53 left, game 3. Patrick wins it, just shoots it. And who is that? Taglianetti, probably, number 2.
Might be Jim Pack.
Jim Pack. Pack? Is it pronounced Pack?
I think it might be pronounced Pack.
Pack.
I'm not too sure.
All right, Pack has it.
Look it up.
And James Patrick sends one to the crowd. Back in the day, there was no nets, so you got to just watch your head. Face off one all the way back. Here's Gartner's going to get laid out by Stevens. Almost had the open net here. Richter controls it to Patrick. Messier stuck in the corner is going to get laid out by Mario. Gets it right back up with the A move. Mario's going to try to go all the way into the box. Avoids one check. Coming back in. Gets held. Gets taken out by Richter. Low. Passes it. Messier. Tikkanen's going to go in. Tries to shoot it. Good play by Murphy to stop him. Stevens with under a minute to go here. Mario gets held up. Out of the box. Ulf. Outlet pass. Messier. Oh, next goal seems like it's going to win it now. We're basically like an overtime. Here we go, an opportunity. What a save. Kick save by Richter. 17 seconds left. Patrick, is anyone going to go? Or are we going to go into overtime? Last chance here by, Gartner. Tried to go for the deep move. Nice play by Chongo. And ladies and gentlemen, we got our first overtime game of the night. Game 3. Huge. This is pivotal. I mean, honestly, Annatar goes up 3-0. This series is just about over. Chongo needs this one here to make it a 2-1 series and take it to a game 4 in Pittsburgh here. Nice and close, and again, what I said about a 2-7 series, you wouldn't expect it normally, but in this league was so close. Oh, we got so many opportunities there. That this is what I would expect. These are not gimme games. The lower seeds actually have chances to win. So very exciting to see this in a 2-7 matchup. Opportunity missed. Kevin Lowe. Yager's you should hold off. Oh, flipped it out. Interesting play by Annatar. It works almost. Yager's got a great opportunity. He's going to go backhand, but taken out by Kevin Lowe. Taking an outlet past Messier. Messier's coming in. This is dangerous. Had the pass. Still has the puck. Oh, Tikkanen shoots it wide. Ulf to Mario. Mario's going to come in. Tikkanen not having that. Patrick out to Gartner. Gartner with that forehand shot. I'm curious to see in future games if other SNES players do that. Annatar does that very well. Here's Stevens, gets poke checked out, nothing called. Refs just letting him play. Back and forth, up and down the ice, and there's Gartner with that shot, forehand shot, left, right, money, and huge goal.
Kevin
overtime.
Lowe.
Kevin Lowe. Yeah, he's not recognizing stars of the game, but in calling these first 3 games, I'm not going to question why Annatar puts in Kevin Lowe instead of Brian Leach. The dude is just amazing. I have no idea what's going on. He's playing definitely better than what his ratings would suggest. So, yeah, he is a Hall of Famer. But I'm telling you, as a Rangers fan, he really didn't seem to be playing like a Hall of Famer when he was on the Rangers. Edmonton for sure. All right, so Annatar goes up 3-0. We're going to watch game 4 next here. This is in Pittsburgh. This is a must-win, obviously, for Chongo. He's going to look to avoid the sweep. Um, again, game 1 and 3, 1-goal games. The game 3 was an overtime game, so it's not like it was not like he can't win. But somehow one bounce here, one bounce there, and Tar's able to get the W. All right,
It's game 4.
game 4. You ready?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go. So here we are. Game 4, Pittsburgh. Down 0-3 in the series, commanding lead by Annatar. Now, if there was any live betting, this would be off the table. Annatar for sure, given he had 5 victories in the regular season. Now, basically, these 3 gives him 8 wins in a row. Even if they're close, he somehow just pulls it out. Controlling the puck, tries to get a shot from low. Chongo is going to just try to avoid the sweep in his first season, and that's just so tough to stop when you have someone on their opposite hand on that side. Easy to come around and just sweep right through the goal. Even if you get the goalie, even like Chongo got the goalie, you're going to score that goal a lot of times. Good opportunity by Mario. He might be called for interference penalty. This is just not a good start for Pittsburgh. Down 1-0, and now your best player's in the box for the bogus interference call. I call it bogus because you just run into the goalie. It's always an interference call. Annatar looking to capitalize on the power play here. Controls it with Messier, dodging pucks. Tikkanen dodging that with toddling. There's a good check, but there's the hold. There's that move. There's that executed perfectly. Ooh, I think he tried to get that one-timer off, just didn't get it executed. But Annatar shows how that get-up hold move can be used with great success there. Got checked, got back up, controlled the puck, and basically had an opportunity for a goal. Kevin Lowe's going to the box. He just went charging into roughing into Stevens there. So, Gartner, Francis, face-off. Won by the Rangers. Richter with the puck, quick outlet past the Messier. He's looking for Gartner. He's going to try to dodge. He got past him. Ooh, good play by Chongo to take the manual goalie down to that far side, but iced the puck as he got it out there. Again, what you're going to notice is a lot of aggressive seat-checking defense by Chongo, and what Annatar is able to do is just avoid that or take the hit, just like that. Chongo did it, where you take the hit, but you dish the puck off right before you know you're going to get hit, maximizing your offense there. Another great kick save by Richter. Just really, really well played defense by Annatar. So hard to do. It doesn't look like much, but I'm telling you, it's the difference between a goal and a save. It's huge. So here we go. New York Rangers up 1-0, under a minute to go in the first period, game 4. Oh, got held, Mario, nothing called. Tried to let that one-timer go, had an opportunity. Pumps the brakes, here's a breakaway on Francis. Francis gets taken out. Yeah, just no fear that that's not going to succeed, but gives up the puck, and Mario buries it in there to tie it up 1-1 in the first period with 22 seconds left here. Face-off won by Pittsburgh. Yager, Mario's going to lose the puck. Oh, AI all over. Tikkanen just roughing him up. And here's one opportunity. He might just let it one-timer go. I can't believe he scored that. Wow. There was nothing left to do. Tikkanen just in the zone, just waited for Gartner. Gartner came flying in, throw it on there, one-timer, and he just ripped it by Barrasso. That was a very, very tough goal for Chongo to give up. You don't want to give those up. There was nothing else that could have possibly happened. Annatar capitalizes on that with just 2 seconds left in the period to put the Rangers up 2-1. Very tough. Those little things like that will make or break a whole game. There's an opportunity. I think he just passed it. He could have had the opportunity to shoot it, but looking for the one-timers. That's going to be a face-off as Barrasso went a little too far out of the net. This is super dangerous if New York wins it, but they don't. So controlled by Samuelson. Yager gets put into the bench as he got rid of the puck. Messier back and forth. Here's Tikkanen. Tikkanen had the wide open net. That was a save there by Murphy. Save that goal because that was wide open. Oh, Richter takes him out. Nice play by Annatar. That's a hold. Could be a penalty shot. Let us see. It is a penalty shot. Messier versus Barrasso. 2-1. What are you going to do here? Oh, got him. He just pumped the brakes. I think Barrasso went down a little early. That's hard. I don't know. I've seen a lot of different people do different things on penalty shots in SNES. They're hard to stop. I feel like sometimes you got to pick a side, or if you're able to just position your goalie to do that, stack the pads, move move. Oh, out of the box comes Samuelson. That was pretty good. But very tough to stop sometimes. Meanwhile, back to the action. 3-1 Rangers. Patrick controls the puck. Shot way out from Gartner. Still controls it. Giveaway. This is deadly. Oh, fortunate to miss the net there is Chongo. Annatar almost put up a 4-1 lead here, but the Rangers are flying all over the place. Here's a good chance. Oh, looks like a nice quick shot. Takes his own guy out. Messier controls the puck right back up. Action all over the place. Puck's flying back and forth. Tikkanen controls it. Oh, good way to sneak in for a great opportunity there. Meanwhile, here we go. Chongo needs this here. Got Yager, gives it away. Low got it to Gartner. Back to Low. Is Low going to go in all the way? No, gives it up to Tikkanen. Somehow loses it, controls it. Back to Low for the shot. Yager getting checked by Tikkanen. Tikkanen AI is just on fire. If you notice, I think that was Tikkanen. Someone was checking the hell out of Yager. And that's just always beneficial when your AI is doing your work for you. Oh, good play by Chongo. No shot, though. Just a lot of good passes. 17, 15, 14 seconds left in this period. Here's one opportunity left. Super slow. Yeah, just nothing you could do there. Murphy just moving like molasses. So we got ourselves a 3-1 lead for the Rangers going into the third period. Chongo's going to have a lot of work here. Got to get some shots on, some nifty passes, but again, just getting clogged up everywhere he goes. Passes left, right. This is a good opportunity to start. Instead, he gets held, and that's going to be a power play. Yep, hooked. Gartner, get him off. Here's what Chongo needs here. Off the face-off, let's win it back, and let's get right in. But couldn't win that face-off. Eddie Olczyk wins that. Controls it to Low. Gives away to Super Mario. Mario's going to come in. Gets taken out by Patrick. Just tight checks. So hard to get anything happening when you get knocked out like that. Great defense. Mario tries to go backhand. Good stop by Richter. Richter dumps it to the corner to Patrick. Olczyk. Breakaway Messier. Oh, held it a little too long. Nice diving play. He really closed off that net. Annatar held it for as long as he could, but then ran out behind him. Oh, Yager tried to go back in, saved by Richter. Really good manual goalie there, back and forth by both players. Ooh, almost had the backhand, couldn't get it off in time. Stevens controlling the totals. There's that shot that you were talking about from the blue line, Smalls, but Richter did control it. Giveaway. Here we go. Mario's got it. He's going to score. Yep, you just felt that one coming. Once you saw the giveaway, a lot of holding, but when they don't lose the puck, you feel like, all right, it's not working. You just almost feel like that was a terrible giveaway. Fortunate for Chongo to capitalize on that one. He's going to come right back in to try to get the third goal, and we got another hooking penalty, holding this time, and Esa Tikkanen. 3-2. This is exactly what we need from Chongo here. Pittsburgh's rallying. All the pressure's been in the Rangers zone, but they win another faceoff. A lot of clutch faceoff wins here by the Rangers in the defensive zone. Here's Messier has the opportunity there. Had the little net. Barrasso took a long time coming back out. Man, Murphy looks like the slowest dude ever. Like I could outskate him in this game right here. Just really slow. But Pittsburgh doesn't really have any other options on defense. You got to play him. But it's really slow when he has the puck. It's brutal. Oh, couldn't get the puck away. Here's Murphy. Like I said, slow. Give it to Mario. Mario coming in, getting held. Nothing called. Poke checked. Good defense. Again, that stifling defense. Can't get anything out there. Here's Stevens. He's going to try to go right in there. Patrick's not having anything of it. Yager takes it away. Low. Missed the check. Good opportunity. Here's a one-timer opportunity. No, he did get it, but Annatar saw it just like I did and stopped it with the manual goalie. Nicely done. And there's a game winner. Tikkanen held it for an extra second. Back to his forehand. And that, my friends, is going to do it. Annatar completes the sweep over Chongo. It sounds. Oh, all right. I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. Quick goal by Mario. Stranger things have happened. But 11 seconds, pull the goalie. Let's see if Chongo could capitalize and force this to go into overtime. And he's held up. Look at that. Held up. Nothing happening. But, great series. It's a sweep. But honestly, 3 of the 4 games were 1-goal overtime games, so super close games. To me, that's a great showing. By Chongo, great, rookie classic season on the East, and a great series versus Annatar. Um, to again, he did get swept, but three of those four he could have one puck bounce here or there. So
And even outshot him in 2 of the games.
yeah,
Something I noticed looking at the stats is not a lot of passes by Chongo. Annatar was passing roughly twice as often, and actually on his goals, like I was looking at you'll see it on the screen. Uh, Mario only 1 point per game, even though they scored 3 goals a game pretty much.
yeah.
Because no one has assists. Like Mario had 1 assist. Yager 3 goals, no 3 goals, no assists. Uh, yeah, Stevens 2 assists. So
Yeah, I mean, it
that
was
could
definitely,
be a way to limit his attack, because he's just going to come straight to the net.
yeah, exactly, Smoz. I think the same. What you noticed in the gameplay was like brute force trying to like take those big-bodied Pittsburgh forwards and just try to come right at Annatar, but Annatar was super effective at stopping that, and that's not easy to do because with Pittsburgh, you can do that. You could just muscle your way into the goal. But the Rangers were definitely, big enough to stop them there. So well played series. That was fun. Again, 2-7 matchup. Antar moves on. He's going to face the winner of a Dangler and King of '94. That's going to be another amazing matchup. Just looking forward to seeing that one. Hopefully that's recorded and streamed, or one or both. Dangler's an amazing veteran player, one of the top players, and of course Mikhail is just arguably the best out there right now. But as the number 3 seed, it's just amazing to see what that's going to happen, and then we got the rest of the bracket to watch out as well.
So no, Dangler was looking into figuring out how to record. He's on a Mac, so we can't just press a button. But he was looking
Uh,
into recording with QuickTime or OBS. And I know King 94. I think he's on Windows, but last time he didn't know how to do it. So
all right.
um,
Well,
it
if
might
it's in
figure it out by
RetroArch,
then.
press F1 and then right at the menu says start recording.
Yeah, I think
So
it might even be the A button. Although,
if the settings were the hotkeys were there, right? Like I don't know if everyone has that same hotkey, but
yeah,
maybe.
that's true. I'm not sure if they're remapped or what. But yeah, F1, start recording. Um,
Well, all right, Smalls. I
yeah,
appreciate you
this
having
is
me on
great.
the stream.
Well, thanks for
Appreciate
coming
all you
on.
do always, and until next time. At least for me, I'm signing off. I don't know if you got any more games.
No, we're gonna. I think so. Dan TML. I think he has some recorded games, so we're just going to
Awesome.
send over a host. We're gonna host his channel, so I think if you're watching, his channel will show up in our channel. I think that's how that works.
Awesome.
So I'll just be in a
Cool.
second here. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. This was a lot of fun. See you guys. Cheers.